Thank you, TM Babar. Can you hear me all?
Yes.
Okay. 22 victims of heat stroke lost their lives this week. Dawn News. Heat, nosebleed on the rise. Geo News. Another life lost just because of the heat wave. Reported by Samar TV. Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and the guests, a very good afternoon. In one way or the other, we all have been the victim of heat stroke. But just think about it. Did we ever take any step to curb it? Or did we realize what is our role in promoting it? The problem of heat stroke is an ever worsening situation in the past 2 years. I remember like 10 years back, I never heard of anybody becoming the victim of heat stroke and losing their life. Excuse me. In just past few years, the graph of intensity and frequency of heat wave has been on the rise. In just few years, the problem has been increasing at a rapid rate. The worst part, I believe, is the educated elite that includes all of us is not even concerned about it. We, as citizens of Karachi, have two options. I would leave it up to you which one you would like to go for. Are you all with me so far? Perfect. Number one, like we all have been doing, just ignore the hottest issue of the city and do nothing. Number two, start from today, do the remedy of this problem, address the issue so that we can bring a change. It requires a number of steps to address this problem of heat wave, but I have selected the most effective ones for you. Number one, we all know, but we never do, plant more and more trees at your home. Even if you live in a small apartment, you can just start with planting some shrubs in the balcony, or maybe you can plant some indoor plants at your place. Number two, at least decrease the use of disposable products. What it means is the disposable products we use on daily basis requires more and more trees to be cut down, which ultimately gives rise to the extreme temperatures in our city. Number three, what we can do to curb this problem is decreasing the use of air conditioners. All those activities that give rise to the emission of carbon dioxide results in greenhouse effect. Do we all know greenhouse effect? When more and more carbon dioxide is released in the atmosphere, the heat that enters the earth is not affected back. So it ultimately gives rise to high temperatures in the city and world in the general. If we take all these steps, it will pave the path a greener, healthier, safer city of Karachi. And this is not all. Researchers have shown that the cities that have more green area actually experience less high temperatures. The example of city of New York is right in front of us. Previously, they were experiencing 35+ degrees Celsius on regular basis. The city government took some steps, the steps I just mentioned, and today they have ultimately coped with the problem. Now they do not experience the high temperatures anymore. Just imagine, do we want to give the next generation the boiling earth, the blazing sun, the day dying of the heat strokes? Is it what we want? Just think about it. At least the previous generation did not give us this problem. It is we who created it. So, if you just imagine the best we can give to our next generation is the cooler, greener earth, and for that we need to do the remedy today. This is the best we can do to the next generation. Before I end up, I want all of you to make a commitment to yourself. Are you all ready for that? A very few yeses.
Yes.
Okay. So before I end up, I want you all to make a commitment with yourself. From today onwards, you will take the steps to make the remedy. That will include, number one, you will plant more and more green beans at your place. Number two, you will decrease the use of disposable items at your end. Number three, you will curb the use of activities, especially air conditions, that give rise to more and more carbon dioxide emissions. Trust me, this sound might arduous, but actually it is not, and something worth doing for. Thank you, that's all.